Hello everybody, welcome back to another brand new video. I just wanted to say is Merry Christmas. Ho 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 ho. Or should I say is ho 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 ho. Just kidding. I'm just gonna say the regular ho ho. I'm gonna say is ho ho ho. Merry Christmas. But sorry, I just wanted to make an interesting funny noise, but just to make a funny noise or something, but anyway, let me go ahead and just catch with you guys on the chase here. Exactly, of course, of Christmas is that I'm going to say is that for my Christmas, man, let me tell you about that. Is that my Christmas was interesting and very good to say the least. It was good and interesting. Now, why do I say that? Well, the only thing why do I say that is because I think it was a very good Christmas, which apparently, I expect some Christmases are pretty bit talented and a bit better, which all I can say is like, man, Christmas, I gotta say, good. It's pretty good and very amazing for Christmas. It's always been great and always been a very amazing Christmas. And I just want to say is this apparently is that well, the sad news for pretty much Luigi, well, just want to say is this, folks, that I cannot believe what I just saw on TV is that, well, even though I didn't watch the game, I just looked on the scores just through my phone on the possibility wins of win possibilities or something, is that I just did figure it out and I was like, no way. Like, oh man. Like, man, I don't know how Luigi's ever going to feel about this, which I mean, as in for the Luigi, he probably would be so sad and disappointed that for his favorite team, Detroit Lions, to ever kind of lose to the pretty much like the Minnesota Vikings, which, by the way, I was going to definitely root for Luigi, by the way, just cheer on for Luigi, and definitely just like say that Luigi was definitely going to say that he will beat the freaking Vikings, which unfortunately, that wasn't a very great successful way of him to lose. But man, that feels pretty bad, man. That's not good. Which, even though I wanted to say is that, well, rip Luigi, Luigi's favorite team, Detroit Lions. So rip the Lions, rip. And I guess this means, by the way, that Mario wins the bet against Luigi. Which, even though Mario did personally won, by the way, that for those who probably say is like, oh, how did the bet go? Well, I'll tell you guys how the bet's going to go, by the way, is that if Mario's favorite team, the Colts, do lose again, then well, it still kind of counts that Mario already won anyway, since we both know that Luigi's team would have probably personally just won anyways against that time, against pretty much the Vikings. But unfortunately, however, whatever this kind of works anyway, is that Mario won first, not a Luigi, which means Mario apparently wins a bet against Luigi, even though the Super Bowl does and may not count, by the way. It probably may or won't count how the Super Bowl does actually confirm that. But all I'm saying is, I think Mario definitely won against his brother Luigi, since, well, they weren't playing today. They were not playing today anyways, but I guess they're probably, yeah, going to be facing the freaking 49ers, which I'm not going to be surprised either. So, yeah, I'm gonna definitely say is go Colts. Hopefully they're. Oh, should I say? Wait a minute. I'm just gonna go ahead and just check for a second, so it's that way I would not be confused, anyways. All right. Yeah. Let's just see what the Colts are in. Oh yeah, they're facing against the Jaguars. Ah, yeah, I forgot. Sorry, slip out of my tongue, folks. Slip out of my tongue for a minute. I was actually gonna just check what was going on, so I recently just checked, and apparently they're facing against the Jaguars. So yeah, they're probably facing Jaguars, not 49ers. So yeah, kind of slip out of the tongue a little bit, but just had to kind of fix that anyways. And I did say that, well, however, if Mario's team does lose to the Jaguars, then it probably wouldn't look too good for Mario's favorite team. But however, though, I'll say this in a very likely and lightly time to say is this is that if Mario's favorite team, the Colts, do lose to the Jaguars, well, Mario's favorite team will not go to the Super Bowl anyways and won't claim the win of it. So, ouch. That, by the way, folks, is going to be an ouch. So, however, we're going to see how that's going to go. But until further notice, Luigi's favorite team, the Lions of Detroit Lions, lost. And they're just eliminated from the playoffs. So if you guys have recently checked on the last video, then I recommend you check the last video because, well, yeah, for those who do feel bad for Luigi's team, though, then rip. Just rip. So I guess the only ones who are probably in the Super Bowl right now is Bowser's favorite team, the Bills, which I'm actually quite surprised that, however, that I probably didn't rank it anyways, just to say that they're clinched or anything, which I probably haven't, made another video. However, they were going to get clinched, but I'll probably make another video tomorrow if I'll probably mention it, since I will apparently may actually be I don't know, pretty much making the video tomorrow and just say that I'll put it up there tomorrow and just see what Bowser's reaction would be. Since, man, I'm surprised as myself that Bowser's favorite team, the Bills, ever made it to the Super Bowl, which is nuts again. That I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's freaking crazy, bro. That's crazy. But anyway, that's all I want to talk about. And the only good thing is that I'm so happy to see the Seahawks being in there. And of course, maybe somewhere the Texans could get up there, but I don't know. It depends on how the Texans don't fall behind. But if they do fall behind, then I'll be disappointed if that happens. But let's just say, for the best for Mario's Colts of his favorite team, I just hope that, well, we'll see if Mario still wins or loses, but at the end of the day, however this kind of does or won't matter, that however Luigi's Lions do lose, apparently, it means that Mario wins the bet, and Luigi will have to do Mario's bet, since, of course, well, yeah, I might have to relook on the parody video of what Mario said to Luigi's bet, by the way, which I'll probably will make a parody video of that soon, since I'll make the parody video, and I will probably apparently just have the most interesting news for Bowser, that Bowser might be very surprised in this, since I'm like, wow, how surprising is that? How surprising is that? Which is crazy, man. I actually am very crazy to say is wow, nuts, really nuts. Even if I was actually voicing my own character as Wario, I would have said this in a very interesting voice. I would say is "Whoa, mamma mia! I cannot believe that the Bills actually made it to the Super Bowl. Mamma mia! Wow, guess Bowser really made it to the Super Bowl. Well, for his favorite team. Man, mamma mia! And also, Mario and Luigi are losers. Losers. Okay, it's a little bit of enough, Wario. That's a bit of enough. But, anyways, like that being said, I'll have to say this honestly. Just say this honestly. Not meaning what I was meant in the other word, by the way. But what I was meaning to say was that, yeah, that's going to be real rich, real crazy to see how Bowser's favorite team will ever make it to the Super Bowl in the playoffs is nuts. Literally. Just literally. And I would love to see how this will go for either way, how that will play out. So, damn. Anyways, well, 2 videos, by the way, are coming along the way, since we are probably going to be making 2 videos, apparently, just to have 2 videos being released. However, it'll be about Bowser's favorite team, and then, of course, the parody video that I know Luigi may feel a little bit upset for a little while, since, well, his favorite team kind of got eliminated by the Vikings, which literally they were at the 3rd place of their division, and, of course, so did the Vikings were in 4th, which is crazy enough to hear that too. So, ouch. Guess they're both tied at the same way as 3rd and 4th, but apparently, I guess they switched up from down. So, ouch. And rip, just rip, 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 and rip. So, without further ado, and without that being said, I'm definitely going to go ahead and immediately go ahead and just sign off. So, without further ado, and like that being said, as always, I'll be sure to see you absolutely in the next video. And I'll be sure to mention about 2026 that I will talk about this anyways for 2026, that even though I'm probably going to aim at the time of the minute of this video, the timestamp to be finished. However, I'm going to be mentioning 2026 anyways, to just kind of summarize about 2026 of what I'm going to be talking about and be likely to mention fruit stuff anyways. And yes, I do have 3 update videos that's going to be about non-plush characters anyway. Once the plush characters do return back, it probably would mean the roles will be flipped, which means the script would be flipped. However, if the script is flipped, then yes, it might be flipped, or we might have to wait until it gets flipped. However, I'm just trying to borrow some time to do some videos. Well, actually, just gonna get preparing with non plush characters doing reaction videos, which I'll still confirm it, even though I'm just borrowing a bit of time just to kind of get a few things check and done a little bit, just to kind of mention few things and talk all little stuff and just yada yada yada. The drill and all the stuff. So that's all I'm talking about, and just wanted to mention that anyways. So without further ado, I'll say this in 2026 that I'll mention through 2026. 2026, I think it's going to be a very impressive year. A bit of a good year, but we'll see. We'll see where all of that in 2026 is going to lead. However, it highly depends on how that 2026 will be mentioned or not. Well, we'll see. In my 5th channel. We'll just see. Which apparently I actually say this, by the way, about season 3 that, well, as of season 3, let's just say on the Mario channel, on my 5th channel, on my Mario channel, apparently, let's just say that season 3, well, that apparently is gonna be a long wait of discussion for season 3 to ever make an interesting comeback or anything, which I think, to say at the least, well, season 3, we're going to see. Since I think season 3 is a little further away from discussion and further away to mention and spoke about that conversation anyways, or whatever that's going to go anyway. But like I said, time's going to tell, and time's going to wait, and time's going to tick, 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 tick like usual. Every time, it's going to be a timer for every single time. That's always going to do that, around, 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 every other time of that. So that's all I wanted to say of when season 3 is ever going to be mentioned. Of course, it might be mentioned this year or New Year's or whatever that's going to be, but it depends on whatever that's going to take and whatever that's going to be, as long as we're going to see. So, like that being said, I hope that you guys enjoy your Merry Christmas, and hope that you guys enjoy the video of this, by the way. And if you guys do feel bad for Luigi's team, as like I said, well, rip. Apparently, that Luigi's team, the Lions, never are making to the Super Bowl in 2026, which does suck. So, rip, they're eliminated, which also kind of stinks and kind of rots too, by the way. So, yikes. And I mean, if Mario's team does get eliminated, that would be another surprise. But I think Mario would have the same reaction as Luigi does. But I think Luigi will take some time a little bit to just kind of get himself reminded a little bit less. And then, of course, well, as of for Mario, he probably is surprised in this reaction too, that he was surprised to hear his favorite team, Luigi's team, his favorite team, the Lions, lost to the Vikings, which is a bit of a shocker. But I guess we're gonna have to see where that's gonna go for the same thing with Mario's team taking on the Jaguars. So as of right now, and as that's being said and speaking, as I'll pretty much be sure to see you guys absolutely in the next video. And here's the 4 things you guys gotta do is, like always on this 5th channel, is comment, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. That way you won't miss a single video that comes on this channel. So like that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. And 2 videos, by the way, are coming soon as of right now, which tomorrow I'm gonna probably be releasing something that'll be mentioned about oh, Bowser's favorite team, the Bills, got clinched to the playoffs, which I'll mention that too tomorrow, since I'll probably have to mention that anyway. And of course, finally, well, the parody video between Mario and Luigi's bet, we're kind of finished, since, well, I'll have to relook the video and just take a look at it on the parody, as I'm going to look at that. But as without further ado, and as that being said, speaking, as I'll see you guys absolutely in the next video. Take care, peace out, sign out, and I'll see you guys soon enough, absolutely, in the next video. peace out, sign out, and we'll see you guys for the next video. And of course, before we even do head to New Year's of 2026. So, as of now, we'll see you guys next time. So thank you for watching, and thanks for enjoying this, by the way. And well, rip to Luigi's favorite team. Rip indeed. R.I.P. Rip. Rest in peace. Damn. Just rest in peace for the Lions, but rip. Anyway, I'll see you guys for the next time. Peace out. Later and sign off.